Hi, I'm Ada. At 55, I've built myself a comfortable life flipping properties across the city. 25 years in real estate teaches you to spot a bad investment from a mile away. If only I'd been as good at spotting bad people. Mom, we need to talk about something important. My son Michael sat across from me at our weekly Sunday brunch, fidgeting with his coffee mug. Whatever it is, honey, just spit it out. Vanessa and I are getting married next month. I nearly choked on my mimosa. Next month? You've only been dating 6 months. When you know, you know. I'd only met this girlfriend 3 times. Michael had always been cautious with relationships before. This rushed timeline wasn't like him. I'm happy if you're happy, but don't you think this is moving fast? This is exactly why I waited to tell you. I knew you'd try to control everything. I'm not controlling, I'm concerned. There's a difference. Vanessa said you'd react this way. Red flag number 1. 2 weeks later, I finally had dinner with my future daughter-in-law. Vanessa was undeniably beautiful. Slim, blonde, and always perfectly put together. But something about her smile never reached her eyes. Michael tells me you own several properties around town. That must be nice. I've worked hard. Started with nothing and built my portfolio one house at a time. She examined her manicure. Must be nice having all that passive income rolling in while the rest of us actually work. Michael laughed uncomfortably. Vanessa runs an online boutique, Mom. Fascinating. I smiled tightly. How's the apartment hunting going? Terrible. Vanessa sighed dramatically. Everything in our price range is basically a dump. That's when I made my mistake. I have that 3-bedroom on Maple Street that's between tenants. You two could stay there while you get established rent-free. Michael's face lit up. Mom, are you serious? That would be amazing. Consider it my wedding gift. I handed him the keys. All yours for as long as you need. What I didn't mention was that I still owned the place. Michael knew, of course, but Vanessa seemed to assume it was a gift outright. After the wedding, a lavish affair that Vanessa insisted I pay half of, despite not consulting me on any decisions, things changed quickly. Sorry, Mom. Can't make Sunday brunch. Vanessa's planning a big thing with her friends. Michael, we haven't seen each other in 3 weeks. Don't guilt trip me. I'm married now. Things are different. Every invitation was declined. Every call went to voicemail. Meanwhile, Rachel, my best friend since college, reported back what she'd heard at her salon. Your daughter-in-law was in yesterday. Told everyone how you're constantly interfering and trying to control Michael's life. That's ridiculous. I barely see him anymore. She also mentioned how generous they were letting you stay at their house when you visited. Their house? I own that house. Rachel squeezed my hand. I think we have a problem, Ada. Looking back, I should have seen it coming. The way Vanessa would casually mention how I was getting confused about plans we'd made, how she'd correct my stories, how Michael gradually began repeating her exact phrases about me being controlling. The real wake-up call came when Michael missed my birthday dinner, the first time in his adult life. Vanessa wasn't feeling well. You understand? I did understand. I understood perfectly what was happening. My son was slipping away, and his new wife was making sure of it. I decided to make one more attempt at reconnecting with Michael. I texted him about dropping off some of his childhood photos for their new home. That would be great, but maybe meet at the coffee shop instead? Vanessa's redecorating and the house is a mess. Redecorating? In my rental property? Without permission? When I arrived at the coffee shop, Michael looked tired, with dark circles under his eyes. You look exhausted, honey? Everything okay? Just busy. Vanessa's been planning these networking events for her business. It's pretty intense. At the house? He shifted uncomfortably. Just a few people. It's important for her brand. My cousin Elaine called me that evening. Hey, Ada, ran into Michael and Vanessa at the Thompson wedding. Vanessa mentioned you're having some health issues? Memory problems? What? That's completely false. She seemed really concerned. Said you've been forgetting conversations and showing up at their house unannounced. Said they're worried about you living alone. My blood boiled. I haven't been to that house since they moved in because I'm not welcome there anymore. The next day I got a call from my neighbor Ted. who lived next door to the Maple Street property. Hey, Ada, didn't know if you were aware, but there was another massive party at your rental last night. Cars everywhere, music until 3 a.m. Police came twice. Police? Are you serious? Yeah, and not the first time either. Been happening almost every weekend. I called Michael immediately. Mom, you're overreacting. It was just a few friends. The police were called. Twice. Vanessa says you have Ted spying on us? That's messed up. He's my neighbor who's concerned about my property? Our property. Your wedding gift, remember? Or are you taking that back now? The conversation ended with him hanging up on me. Rachel met me for drinks that night. I hate seeing you like this, Ada. This is classic isolation technique. Vanessa's cutting you off from Michael while simultaneously discrediting you to everyone else. She's telling people I have dementia, for God's sake. You need evidence of what's really happening. This isn't just about your relationship anymore. She's damaging your property and your reputation. The next day, I called Greg, my security guy. I need cameras installed at my Maple Street property. Exterior only, all legal, nothing hidden. Family trouble? You have no idea. 2 days later, the system was up and running, sending alerts directly to my phone. The first notification came that very night. I watched in real time as Vanessa led a group of 20-something people through the front door. My jaw dropped when I saw them moving out my grandmother's antique side table, the one I'd specifically stored in the basement. Are you sure Ada won't mind us selling this? I heard a woman ask. Please, she's loaded and forgets she even owns half her stuff. Besides, this is our house now. Michael's too nice to say it, but his mom's getting pretty senile. We're doing her a favor managing her assets. I watched, stunned, as they loaded my family heirloom into a stranger's truck. The cameras caught everything, the wild parties, the property damage, and most importantly, Vanessa's true colors when Michael wasn't around. Time to start building my case, I whispered to myself. The last straw came when I received a notification about a contractor's truck parked in the driveway. I pulled up the live feed to see workers tearing down the kitchen wall, a load-bearing wall. I grabbed my folder of evidence, property deeds, and drove straight over. When I pulled up, a dumpster sat in the driveway filled with original hardwood flooring. I marched to the front door and knocked firmly. Vanessa answered, her face instantly souring. What are you doing here? Michael's at work. What am I doing here? What are they doing here? I pointed at the workers demolishing my kitchen. She stepped onto the porch, closing the door behind her. We're renovating. Not that it's any of your business. You can't tear down load-bearing walls without permits. God, you're so controlling. This is exactly what Michael was talking about. We don't need your permission to improve our home. Actually, you do, since I'm the owner. Vanessa laughed, a sharp, dismissive sound. This again? Michael told me how you keep forgetting you gave us this house. It's getting sad, Ada. Maybe it's time to talk about assisted living. I never gave you this house. I allowed you to live here rent-free. There's a difference. You're delusional. Michael's worried sick about your mental state, always confused, making up stories. Is that what you tell him when you're selling my furniture? Or hosting your wild parties? Her eyes narrowed. You've been spying on us? That's sick. Security cameras on my own property aren't spying. Get off our porch before I call the cops for harassment and trespassing. Go ahead. Call them. She pulled out her phone, dialing dramatically. Yes, there's an elderly woman trespassing at my home, refusing to leave. She's confused and becoming aggressive. 1487 Maple Street. I waited calmly on the porch while Vanessa paced, throwing glances my way. You're going to be so embarrassed when they get here. Michael will finally see how crazy you've become. 20 minutes later, 2 officers pulled up. What seems to be the problem here? Officer Martinez approached us. Vanessa jumped in. This woman is harassing us and refusing to leave our property. She's my husband's mother and has some cognitive issues. We're worried about her. She's destroying my property with illegal renovations, I countered, opening my folder. Your property? Vanessa scoffed. Officers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I handed Martinez the deed and property tax statements. This house is registered to Ada Wilson. That's me. I'm allowing them to live here temporarily. His partner, Officer Dawson, reviewed the paperwork. This all looks legitimate, ma'am. That's impossible, Vanessa sputtered. Michael told me. I also have footage of some concerning activities, I continued, showing them videos of the parties, the furniture being removed, and Vanessa's statements about my mental state. Vanessa's face drained of color. You can't do this. This is our home. She turned to the officers. She's manipulating you. A car door slammed in the driveway. Michael rushed toward us. What's going on? Mom? Why are the police here? Perfect timing, honey, I said. We were just discussing the ownership of this house and the unauthorized renovations your wife ordered. What renovations? Michael looked confused. We all walked inside to find the kitchen half demolished. Vanessa? What is this? We talked about waiting. I wanted to surprise you, she stammered. Michael stared at the destruction. With what? No kitchen and a massive debt? Sir, Officer Martinez interjected. Are you aware that this property is legally owned by your mother? Michael's eyes darted between us. Of course I am. It was a temporary arrangement until we saved for our own place. The look on Vanessa's face was priceless. The officers excused themselves once they confirmed I wasn't trespassing. Michael stood in the ruins of the kitchen, surveying the damage with disbelief. How much is this going to cost to fix? He asked quietly. Vanessa tried touching his arm. Baby, it's an investment. The property value will... Stop talking. His voice was ice cold. Just stop. I pulled out my phone. There's more you need to see. I showed him the footage, the parties, the stolen furniture, and most damning, Vanessa's conversations about my supposed mental decline. She's loaded and forgets she owns half her stuff. Vanessa's voice rang clearly from my phone. Besides, this is our house now. Michael's face hardened with each video. When I finished, he looked at Vanessa like he'd never seen her before. Tell me this isn't real. Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. Michael, you don't understand. Your mother has been trying to control us from day one. I was just trying to build something that was ours. By stealing? By destroying her property? By telling everyone my mother has dementia? I did it for us. Everything I've done was for our future. Michael turned to me. Mom, I am so sorry. I had no idea. Ada, please. Vanessa was suddenly using my first name. I made some mistakes, but we can work this out as a family. I was under so much stress with the wedding and... Save it. I pulled another document from my folder. This is a formal eviction notice. You have 30 days. You can't be serious, Vanessa shrieked. Michael, tell her she can't do this. Actually, she can. It's her house. Michael took off his wedding ring. And I won't be staying here either. Vanessa collapsed into sobs. Baby, please, I love you. I'll make this right. Was selling my grandmother's antique table making it right? Was lying to me about my own mother making it right? I can explain everything. Michael shook his head. We're done. I'll be filing for annulment. You'll regret this. Vanessa's tears vanished, replaced with venom. Both of you. Get out, I said quietly. Today. Now. Take your personal items and leave. Anything else we'll arrange through my lawyer? After Vanessa left, Michael broke down. I feel like such an idiot. How did I not see this? Manipulators are skilled at what they do. She isolated you slowly. Over the next few weeks, Michael stayed in my guest room while we repaired both the house and our relationship. Vanessa's true colors spread quickly through our community, especially after Rachel conveniently shared footage of the networking events with several mutual acquaintances. Vanessa attempted damage control by sending tearful apologies, then angry threats, then pleas for just one conversation to explain. I blocked her number. 6 months later, Michael and I sat on the patio at our favorite brunch spot, resuming our Sunday tradition. Heard Vanessa lost her online boutique, he mentioned. Turns out she was selling knockoffs as designer originals. Several customers filed complaints. Karma has a way of catching up. You know what still amazes me? How calm you stayed through everything. I would have lost it. I smiled. When you're dealing with toxic people, staying calm is your superpower. They want you to explode. It validates their narrative that you're the problem. Well, I learned from the best. He raised his coffee cup in a toast. To my mom, the secret real estate shark. And to second chances, I clinked my glass against his. Some investments are worth saving, even when they look like a total loss at first. What would you have done if you discovered someone was spreading lies about your mental health to isolate you from your family? Would you have confronted them immediately or collected evidence like Ada did? Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever dealt with a toxic person who tried to turn others against you? What was your breaking point? If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about standing up to toxic people. New videos every day.